I can't think of a more appropriate song.
It's my favorite opening.
I'm nervous.
Then the evil empire that is U2. The Curmudgeons, better known as the Two Old Farts.
Yes, sir.
Play it!
All right, episode 3, Two Old Farts. I'm just a little old colored fella from New Jersey, Rico Jambone Esquire, lawyer extraordinaire. Joined as always by my two favorite people, old Detroit, Michigan, Kurt Marks, and of course, Low Country's own Greg Cassidy. We're going into a what pissed you off this week topic, but first, Kurt here looks like he's been in a fight with a stripper, and I want him to tell us all why.
Well, first of all, my CPAP mask gave me a big gouge on my nose, and that's been a month healing. And then about 3 nights ago, a spider got caught in my CPAP mask and bit the shit out of me trying to get out. And now it's infected, and it hurts like hell. So, lo and behold, yesterday I tore a brand new mattress, brand new bed. Yesterday I tore that bedding apart. I washed every little bit piece of it.
Did you find the culprit?
No. But if he comes back, I'm fumigating the damn place.
It'll be the Jerry Seinfeld show.
Oh, that's hilarious. You got bit by a spider in your own bed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In his mask.
In his
In my
mask. Yeah.
mask.
How did it get in there? That's the real question.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
In the
I'm
CPAP mask. So Kurt's all banged up. So, we got to give him credit. He's actually doing this show.
At least I didn't
injured.
fall. At least it's honest.
We've had a few of those in the past. So, walking home while intoxicated. Great. What pissed you off last week?
Reply all to emails. I hate people that reply all to emails. Mostly business emails. I send out one and I get 10 responses back, and I don't give a shit what the rest of them say.
I'm 100%.
I emailed one person. I don't care what everybody else thinks. Stop.
100%.
Reply all.
I'm assuming that happens at the old TSG.
But I don't necessarily have to reply all. I can control that. What pisses me off is the group emails or group texts, and you get 25 people on a group text, and there's one idiot that's got a text for a half hour straight. And then the phone keeps going off, so you got to block it.
Well, I'll tell you, things annoy me that may not necessarily annoy other people. I got invited to a function through a Facebook group post, whatever they call it. And there's like 70 people in this group that they've invited to this party. I only know like 20 of them. So there's 50, 55 I don't know. And one girl replies that she can't come, which is fine. I don't think you should tell the group you can't come. No one cares that you can't come. But then she goes into why she can't come. I don't give a shit. I think it's selfish and narcissistic for a person to go on an Instagram or Facebook invite and tell you why they can't come. You know what? Granny's fat fanny at the nursing home there. I don't want to know about it. That pissed me off.
You might have worded that a little bit differently as you were going through that.
Probably. But to me, it's just largely narcissistic, where you have people that think that you care, that this entire group of people that you don't know care that not that you can't come, but why you can't come.
Agreed. Most people are self-centered.
That's the same as the reply all, just in a social media platform. So, not far from Kurt's apartment last night, some lady decided to do a stuntman and drive right off the Church Street Bridge, drop about 75 feet to she got lucky and fell into a parking lot beneath her. Somehow you didn't hear any of this.
I'm shocked because I hear sirens all night. It happened at 3:30 in the morning, and I was up not too far after that to do my manly duties that night.
Are you fighting with a spider?
I was swatting off a spider. But that had to be the other end of the street. It couldn't have been next to, because Church Street goes right next to my apartment. If she fell off, and it's at the apex, she didn't fall off, she'd have been dead.
Well, we saw the car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely mangled.
She landed on a couple of cars.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's why I don't think it was a Publix parking lot.
That's unbelievable. I'm assuming you didn't hear it over there in Nipper Town.
No, we got too many shootings.
We had too many gunshots in that part of town. Now, that's actually becoming one of my favorite parts of town. They're doing a good job of redevelopment. Now, since we're on the topic of injuries, a little birdie told me, Greg, that you had fun at the Clemson National Championship a few years back up at the old Stella.
I did. I had had probably way too much to drink, and I fell down.
Hold on. They shut down the bar for us and put a handle of Tito's in front of us and said, "The bar is yours, gentlemen." And we had probably 30 people.
Yes.
They shut down the bar to watch the national championship. I think it was the second annual.
Yes, it was. And it was probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and I fell down 2 flights of steps.
So to back up on this story, he goes around the corner and he grabs a handrail this way, and the handrail comes loose, and I'm next to him, and I go like this to grab him. Thank God I just missed him, and he went nosedive all the way around, and there's a landing with 4 steps left. He bounced on that landing and got to the bottom and stood up. I'm okay.
That's what Tito's does.
That's why you just go dead when you fall.
So I dragged him out front and put him on the railing across the sidewalk. Called his wife, says, "I think you need to come up here."
Annika,
She was very happy, very, very proud.
she says, good cab driver for you, too.
She was pissed.
She wasn't impressed with either one of us that night.
Well, y'all hadn't been dating that long at that point, right?
Yeah, we were married.
No, you were married.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
2018.
But Clemson won.
Yeah. Well,
That was the
You didn't get hurt.
That was the Renfro game, if I'm correct. Yeah. 2 shootouts against Alabama. Speaking of, I was reading today. 3,100 players are in the transfer portal. 3,100. There's 16,000 players in Division I football.
How many spots in the NCAA Division I are available?
Not 31.
Not 3,100.
3,100.
I mean, there's a slew of high school kids coming in, so effectively,
This all has to change. This is.
well, I think it will. And I think
Let's go back. That pisses me off too. This whole portal and NIL and all this. We got to get control of this.
Well, I think congressional act is what it's going to take. Now, I've made this proposal.
Antitrust is what it's going to take.
How do you do that? Because the NFL got sued for that way back
So did
when.
Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you have the XFL and UFL and all those things. But whatever it takes, I propose this, and we've talked about this. Easiest way to control NIL is whenever you sign to a school, whatever school you're at, they have like a salary cap. So Clemson, Notre Dame, Bama, whoever it is, the most that you can have for NIL for all your players is $10 million, right? They don't get that money right away. What the fuck does a 19-year-old need with $2-3 million anyway? He's just going to go to a club and act stupid with it. So they put it in trust. You can't get that money until you either graduate or you declare for the NFL, which means if you transfer, gone. It goes back to the donor.
Agreed.
Every year, $10 million is the most that can be allocated to your players.
What the minimum, say you sign for $1 million, stay a year and leave, unless it's written in the contract you're going to get that full $1 million, there should be a percentage of that.
I agree.
It goes to the player and the rest goes back into escrow.
I agree. If you don't fulfill your commitment, which there's no loyalty in that sport amongst these players these days, but if you don't fulfill your commitment, I think there has to be some sort of safeguards for the universities. I mean, schools are literally going to die from a football perspective because of what's going on here.
I will do a shout out to old Dabo Swinney. During his career at Clemson, he has graduated 99% of his scholarship players. That's an incredible number.
That is.
99%. He's even taught some guys that were 50 years old and left school and needed another semester to come back and go back to school and get a degree.
Right.
But the whole college experience is messed up. I mean, you start with the NIL, and you go to the transfer portal, and then you have the trans athlete. It's I don't even want to go into it, but that's a whole different issue.
No.
I mean, that's a hot button topic.
We're into it now. I mean, you've gone ahead and crossed that line. Let me ask you a question. What if your daughter got beaten a swim meet by a dude?
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't have daughters. Thank God my boys played boy sports.
But Greg, you have a daughter. Shout out. She just her child's what now? 6 months old.
Just turned 1.
Just turned 1 year old. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'd kill somebody right now.
That's the point I was
Can you imagine if my daughter was in the bathroom at 16 years old or some dude's coming there doing stuff?
100%.
There's no way I can.
And that's what we're dealing with now. It's look, we're forced to accept a lot of things that we otherwise don't want to these days. When I was younger, I'm 45. 20 years ago. They weren't shoving a lot of this stuff down your throat, and now
It's just common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, well, what's common sense in the world right now?
Well, sir.
there ain't none.
Look at all the protests going around. What are these young kids doing on the college campus?
They don't know.
They don't know.
They just yelling.
I was a kid. I was a toddler, basically, a little older, running around in 72 to 74 during the Vietnam stuff. I know they had protests back then, and those older people thought the same thing then, but is this the same thing? I'd like to talk to an older person that was alive back then to get the comparison.
I was alive back then.
Leather helmets and
You're not that much older than me.
In 1972, I was, in 1974.
Okay, so were those protests like what we're seeing today on TV?
I think they're actually worse because you had
Today.
soldiers returning. No, in Vietnam. You had soldiers returning from Vietnam who were getting spit on, yelled at, screamed at in the airports. You know, maybe lost an arm.
Today you got a bunch of young brats that have their world paid for, and they're out there carrying Palestinian flags, and they have no idea what the other side of the story is. They haven't done their research.
A lot of United States government funds their student
That's
loans.
not exactly. And then you got the other guys buying all the tents and doing plumbing all.
Who is doing that?
You know who it is. I'm not saying it. He's a multi-billionaire.
you don't want a slander suit coming at you? Well, if it's true. Welcome back, segment 2. Forgot to shout out our home turf here, Ink and Ivy, downtown Greenville, South Carolina. We're down on the first floor today. We're shooting with all the bartenders and staff. It's a little more ambiance today than usual. Upstairs, a little quiet and dim.
This is where we usually sit.
Yeah. This corner, it's Brian Paget. I have to shout him out. Aptly named it Amen Corner. The three of us have been known to run people off. We're sitting here when we walk in there at 4 o'clock. It's like a dirty stare of death until they get up and leave.
Absolutely. We've paid for this corner.
About how much do we spend in this corner a year? We talked about this in episode 1.
We don't need to go over that again.
Too much.
Too much.
A house payment.
Yeah. That's fine. Cheers to Tito's.
Cheers.
Which reminds me, we drink a drink called the Champion, aptly named after a good buddy of ours whose nickname is Champion. But why don't you guys describe what it is? Give the listeners.
It's Tito's and frozen water.
How much Tito's?
Tito's and frozen water.
And we've been drinking these probably every day for the last, I'm just throwing myself under the bus here. You guys are more than welcome to jump on that bus with me. For the last 6-7 years in this place.
Oh, hell no.
I started 2008.
6-7 months.
I started 2008 when I got divorced, moved downtown, and went batshit crazy for a 50-year-old man. Started Rick Irvin's. Switched from beer to I call lemonade only because we throw a lemon in there with Tito's. We have people ask us all the time, man, y'all drink a lot of water. In fact, good story here. I went to Sweden last September, where my wife was from, Sweden. Her family, mom, dad, and I took a big old Clifton Yeti. And none of them speak English, so I'm just sitting there listening to that talk. And her dad can speak a little English, and about the third day he goes, Mr. Greg, you drink a lot of water. Yeah?
Yep, let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
Okay, let's expand on that. The first time you went to Sweden to see the family, you got all the way to you flew into Copenhagen, you got all the way to the house, and found out that the liquor stores weren't open on the weekend. So what did you do after that?
In Sweden, because they drink a lot, the liquor stores are closed on the weekends. So first trip, I took a train an hour from Copenhagen to Annika's parents' house. Got there and said, hey, I want a drink, and they were like, we don't have anything. Liquor store's closed. I'm like, oh yeah, well, take me back to the train station. I'm going back to Copenhagen.
And that was what?
Took a backpack.
3-hour trip?
Around 2 hour round trip. Took a backpack, and you could just hear my bottle clean when I was walking on the train. Click, 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 click. It's funny though, when I said I'm going back, all of a sudden I had an order. Oh, well, I'll take this, I'll take this.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Where the hell does she live?
I was the mule. No, all was sweet. She lives
Sweden's a dry country
on the weekends.
on the weekends. I'm about to say,
Kind of like the Indians, which Cherokee Indians have reservations.
When I moved here in 2009, you couldn't buy beer on the weekends.
That's correct.
It was dry.
Sundays,
Sundays.
and the stores here now, the liquor stores, shout out to Buharin's, does a lot of business downtown. They're still not open on Sundays yet, but I thought we passed that law.
No.
They still have
You
it.
can't sell liquor on Sunday.
Leave it up to the 3 alcoholics to have a clue when you can and can't
Trust
buy
me,
vodka.
me and Kurt have an inventory.
We have an agreement.
We don't run out.
If we run low, we go to each other's house and grab a
Do
handle.
a little swap. Yeah, I had 2 Southies over the house last night, and we consumed at least a handle between the 3 of us
Okay.
after here.
Now, hold on. Explain what a South is.
South Boston. I have a friend,
Southampton, Boston, yeah.
a friend of mine who used to be a cop in South Boston, and his buddy, like everybody else, is moving to Greenwood from Boston.
That really pisses you off.
It does.
Tell us why.
He came to my house yesterday.
No, this is great. Because I'm from New Jersey, and I moved here before I met you. Obviously, I hadn't met you guys, but I'm becoming more and more like you in that respect. Stop coming here.
Just as long as you don't bring your vote like you voted from where you left.
That's the first time I've ever actually heard you say that.
Yeah.
Usually it's more, the shitty attitudes, the
I'm on radio, Rick. I'm trying to be nice.
raising the price of every fucking thing around us.
Yeah.
But I see that as a profit center person. So
You have your 4 o'clock degenerates calling you every day in lockup. Need a bondsman.
that's right. My services are for everyone.
Rico does more business at 4 o'clock in the afternoon than he does all day.
Oh, shit. He's on the phone from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Every day.
Hey, Rico, I need to bond out. Hey, Rico, I need a lawyer. Hey,
Yeah.
Rico, I got arrested.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's a dirty job. By the way, before we close out today, we'll have our bartender come over and say hello to the camera. Noel is working this afternoon. But we have had some really good bartenders here over the years. Erin Bakeman started this, when we started coming here.
Yeah.
I think she opened the place, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
It's Erin Parker now, excuse me.
Yeah.
We found ourselves figuring out how to navigate Ink and Ivy. They've got the nightclub on the 3rd floor, the rooftop, which is great. I was up there yesterday, by the way.
Nice.
They got TVs up there now, so you can watch a baseball game on the roof.
We have a little time left or not?
Got plenty of time.
All right. I'm going to bring up a random subject that irritates the shit out of me. And Ink and Ivy does not do this. But when most restaurants, I'm going to the left field here. When most restaurants close at night, they wipe off the tables, they disinfect it and all that, and then they put the chairs on the top of the damn tables. They never wipe the chairs off. So you got people sitting on the chairs all day long, farting and sweating and shit, but you wipe down the top of the tables and you put chairs on top so you can mop the floor. I understand that, but it's a bass backward thing.
Okay.
And they leave the chairs up there all night.
Obviously,
That's not sanitary.
obviously, you fart and you have swamp ass on the chairs. That's what this is
No.
all boiled down.
It's just a random observation. I mean, come on now. We can move on.
That's Kurt for you. It's a tidbit of information.
Angry old Kurt.
By the way, we had the Michigan hot dog medley yesterday at his apartment.
yeah?
Pretty good.
I'm still alive. So,
You had the Flint dog?
yeah, the old
No,
Flint sausage.
I made
Oh, yeah.
peppers and sausage.
Yeah,
and
really good. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah. Well,
You were too busy being hungover from the
yeah, you're hanging out with the Southies. They keep me up at night. Did you make it to work today?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All 20 feet from your bed to your
Yeah,
office?
right. Old Southies. They were pumped up last night.
So was I. Shout out to On the Rocks. Got a nice little Sunday party there. Cocktail company. Sunday night little affair. Went out for a little, had a good time. Woke up today, made it to the gym. I was there about your time. I didn't see you today though.
I didn't make it there.
Yeah, I got there right around lunchtime.
Rico Jambone Suave.
Yeah. We had a little lunch. Anyway, thanks for tuning in this week. Next week we'll delve into some more nonsense as we move forward. But before we go, I gotta have our bartender and our gracious director of PR and marketing come say hi to the camera. Can we get over here, please? I mean, you guys got to think of a question to ask her. I know what it's gonna be, but we can't talk about Tito's all the time, guys. We have to, you know. Yeah, and then talking to the mic. Hello.
Hey.
These guys want to ask you a question.
Best bartender in town, right here, by far, not even.
Does a great job.
Great job. She takes care of the old farts. Just a wonderful person, and we know she's going to be very successful in life. And thank you for helping us.
Thank you.
What's the hardest part about this job for you?
Dealing with drunk people.
On that note, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.
Good night.
Thank you.